Hi, I'm Carly Verhoeven, and I'm at the Research and Technology Ion Transit Stop just north of the University of Waterloo campus. I'll be speaking with Kate Hagerman, Cultural and Heritage Specialist for the Region of Waterloo, about the Ion Public Art Project. We'll find out where the region currently stands with proposals from artists, but before we do, let's take a look at some of the Ion construction closures that are happening around Kitchener-Waterloo. Parkside at the north side of Northfield and Seagram at the railway tracks are closed for approximately 2 weeks. The Willis Way LRT stop on Caroline in Waterloo is taking shape with most of the anchor wall installed. The anchor walls at each stop will have a unique look. You can view all of the Ion anchor wall renderings at rideion.ca. Track work near the Conestoga stop is underway. This curve is at the King and Northfield intersection. Underground utility replacement on King and Uptown Waterloo is nearing completion. Conestoga at Northfield is open. Access to Coomph from Northfield will remain closed until late September. Traffic on Northfield is maintained, as is access to Coomph from Weber to Randall. The northbound on-ramp from Northfield to Highway 85 is open. The northbound and southbound off-ramps from Highway 85 to Northfield will remain closed until late 2016, as will the southbound on-ramp from Northfield to Highway 85. Weber and Dutton is open as underground utility work on Dutton near Ion's operations, maintenance, and storage facility continues. Lane closures will occur periodically on the railway crossings at Barringer, Columbia, and University to complete the installation of temporary and permanent railway signals. The Waterloo Park parking lot at Seagram is closed. The new parking lot on the north side of the railway track at Seagram is paved and open. Caroline and Erb is closed until late September. Two-way traffic is maintained on Caroline from Erb to Allen. King and Allen is closed until late September. Pedestrian access is still available. Uptown remains accessible using Caroline and Regina. As well, the pedestrian crossing on King is still maintained. King from William to Union, King and Allen, and King and Wellington will be closed until approximately late September. Two-way traffic is maintained from Louisa to Wellington. King from Victoria to Moore is closed for construction of the King Street grade separation. Duke and Francis by the Kaufman Lofts is now open, as well as King and Francis. Duke and Frederick is closed until approximately early November, while Frederick and King is closed until approximately early October. The detour is Cortland to Queen to Weber. LRT track installation has started on Cortland between Hayward and Block Line. Wilson from Fairway to Kingsway is now open to two-way traffic. Underground utility work on Ottawa is nearing completion, and road reconstruction is underway. I talked to Kate Hagerman, Cultural Heritage Specialist for the Region of Waterloo, about the jury selection process for the Ion Public Art Project.
The region really wants the artwork along the Ion LRT project to be community building and placemaking. So what we did was we have worked with our Public Art Advisory Committee to come up with the 7 stations along the line that would be great places for public art. We selected them based on the need for art, so the opportunity for placemaking, as well as the art that's already there or not there in those specific areas, and the physical space at each of the stops.
How did this idea evolve?
It evolved. It's kind of, that's a tough question. I guess overall, transit projects around the world are including public art, and the public expectation is that we have great places in our community, and transit is one of those great places. And so we as a region felt the need to include public art in our project.
Can you tell me about the 2 stages for part of this process?
Sure. We have a 2-stage jury arts work selection process. The stage 1 is where we put out an initial call to artists, showing them the opportunity and asking for preliminary proposals. Those are then reviewed by a jury, and we shortlist artists, and they do detailed proposals.
So how many proposals were actually received by the region?
We had a fabulous response. We've had over 60 different proposals from 40 different artists, and there were a lot of different options for each of the stations.
What was the region looking for?
We're looking for artworks that will be community building and placemaking. The 7 stations that we selected are the 2 anchor stations on either end, so the Fairview Mall the Fairway Station, and the Conestoga Mall. The three kind of around institutions in town, the Grand River Hospital Station, the Research and Technology Station, which we're at right now, and also the Kitchener Market. And then there's two that are more local neighborhoods, the Block Line Station and Mill Park. And so what we wanted was artwork that belonged in each of those locations, that helped to build community, helped to create a wonderful place to be.
Now, without spoiling what proposals you received, can you kind of give us maybe a sample of some of the art that came in?
Yeah, we've had a real variety. And so within the 60 proposals that we received, we have from all different types of artists. We have artists who are at the beginning of their career, artists that are local, artists that have displayed art all around the world, artists from all across Canada, and a couple from North America. We have proposals in all different medium types. We have some that are sculptural, some that are wall-based. We have things out of glass and metal, steel, concrete. Just a ton of variety.
So really, artists were able to fully be creative in the process.
Yes, exactly, and that's what we were hoping for. We were upfront, we were wanting to be able to tell people what the artwork would be all about, but really it's a creative process, and you have to leave it up to the artist to come up with something fabulous.
Would you say that you saw more local artists participate, or did this kind of go globally like you were saying?
I think there's a really good balance. We did an artist orientation tour, and so we had a lot of local artists coming and learning, and people from nearby learning about the community. Overall, there was a real balance within the artists that are represented, and also the artists that will be shortlisted.
Will the public have any say in which artists are selected?
Yes, that's what the community consultation process is all about. We want these to be placemaking and community building, and so we really want the community to identify with and to champion the artworks. Art is always an interesting topic because we want it not only to be beautiful, but we want it to be challenging, and we want it to be interesting, and we want it to have a long life. And so all of the public comments will be given to the jury, and the jury makes the ultimate selection, but we'd love to hear everyone's input.
As Kate said, the region will be hosting a public consultation on the final selection of artwork sometime in December. If you would like to get involved, you can visit the region's website at regionofwaterloo.ca/publicart. For more information on iron construction, you can visit rideion.ca. For Rogers TV, I'm Carly Verhoeven.